Hi guys, we're going to do a reading for twin flames and also for the collective, about the collective energies. So we have a lot of powerful energies coming in right now as we are preparing this week for a powerful Pleiadian alignment. On the 6th, the Pleiades, our moon and the Mars are all going to come into and form a triangle, but also a powerful porthole gateway energy, as the energy of the Pleiades and tons of galactic energies are flowing into the planet. We see it's powerful when the sun and the moon energies come together, as well as the masculine and the feminine merged into one. It's a really powerful dynamic. And that's what we're going to be feeling for the solstices and the equinoxes. That's the kind of energy that we're feeling right now too. Every time we're getting ready to approach the solstice, we're meant to be coming into balance. However, we have a lot of Mars energy right now kind of going on. That means that this week you might be kind of going through a purge between the masculine or the feminine, so everyone's kind of feeling it, or a collective kind of purge that's happening within these energies as we're preparing for the rest of December, which is going to bring some powerful galactic energies as well too. And that's what the energies are all about during the solstices too. They're always so high. December's a really important month anyway for the Pleiadian energies and energies of Sirius. We have Orion right below that triangle as well too, kind of sending in energies, lots of Hadarian energies. So we have all different kind of energies flooding in, lots of them galactic. That's powerful. We're receiving a lot of DNA activations right now too. We're also doing a lot of clearing work, and so it can be very confusing as so many timelines are like coming up, clearing, converging too, that we're letting go of a lot of past life stuff, and sometimes that's childhood stuff, and sometimes it could be all of the experiences that you've also had while you are on earth in this lifetime, as many things are kind of coming up and coming out for a cleansing and clearing right now. So just know that there's a healing taking place, and that these are powerful Pleiadian energies that are aligning our planet with the energy of the Pleiades, which is meant to bring a healing. If any of you guys are Pleiadian starseeds, this is a powerful element for love right now too, as we're feeling some of these energies. Of course, we're still in Sagittarius, the ultimate sign of freedom, international travel, right? And things like that. But we're also getting ready for a Gemini full moon. So let's see. What we're going to talk about today too, I'm going to pull some cards for everyone at different places. Doesn't matter where you're at in your love life, right? Just messages for the divine feminine, messages for the divine masculine. We're going to kind of do messages. We'll start for the messages if you guys are not in separation, and then if you are in union. And we're going to do some twin flame messages today. Feeling those energies though, they're meant to bring that Mars masculine and then that feminine energy. We're in a really lucky element right now. This is where we're planting the seeds for next year in December, and it's so important that we are staying positive and that we're staying on track, but we're also manifesting what we want. You can manifest twin flame union, so we're going to talk about that as well too, and how we can kind of do that too on this video. So let's pull some cards for the divine feminine to start. And we're going to go into separation messages, and this could look like pulling back, needing more healing, in a separation, not together yet. And there's all sorts of things, and the reason for separation is to clear the blocks, and they're always within you. They're nothing to do with the other person. And so clearing blockages is coming up, and sometimes it's kind of like giving us insight right now of what to be clearing. And for the blockages, a lot of limiting beliefs coming up just within the ascension that we're having to clear out and declutter from, you know, things that we've picked up, or negative beliefs or old stuff kind of coming up too. So clearing beliefs, clearing blocks, especially if you're in separation, just kind of let go of it and focus on your own healing, especially right now anyway. So we're going to do a couple cards. I want to use a couple decks and just see what comes up. We're going to do the divine feminine first. So I'm kind of doing just whatever situation. So if you are the masculine, you can take it as messages from your feminine, or just what's going on with the divine feminine, or the divine feminine even collective, because this is for people at all different places. Hidden path. Detour, slow down, explore, go for a new direction. And this can happen too, that you like have so many options, and sometimes we're like letting the 3D world or old stuff kind of come into it too and declutter, and that can be normal as we're moving through different collectives and feeling different energies. But we have to remember that we're literally in the new earth, and especially if you are a starseed, you've always been in the new earth. And so, you know, we have so much opportunity clearing limiting beliefs, fears, things that are coming up and blocking it, knowing that you have the most amazing path ahead of you, that you could end up in secret worlds and dimensions and amazing places that are supposed to be very positive and very spiritual places and energies, and understanding that too. So this is all about kind of following the path, and where it's going to take you. It has the potential to take you so far. You can manifest so many different amazing things as well too. So a little bit about this spiritual path and where it has the potential to shift you or take you. And sometimes we're feeling like frustrated, or like things aren't working out or happening fast enough or aligning, and we're throwing ourselves out of alignment. And so to come into a deeper alignment, if you're working on bigger manifestations, staying with them and staying positive and knowing that they are arriving. Fresh start, new opportunity, release the past. This is your second chance. And that happens too, is like literally we have to really do in like conversations about love. Sometimes we are having new beginnings, and sometimes this can be rough to go through because it's like we're going through different phases. And it doesn't matter if you guys have had a connection end, or a job, or just going through phases of self. And even winter is a good example of that. It's gotten darker, and you know, sometimes it's like that affecting everyone, less light on the planet, right? And it could be feeling a little gloomy or dark, and you know, we're going into the subconscious in our dreams, and sometimes we're not always aware of what's coming up. And so we have more kind of coming online as we're moving through that. And then sometimes we're not understanding that we are being shifted towards a new beginning. That goes for all of us, but also for humanity right now. And so it's so important that we're kind of staying focused on the path ahead and new opportunities. This could be how we're connecting with people and communication, because we have that Gemini moon coming up. So how we're communicating, are we staying open to a new direction, a new path, new opportunities, new connections right now? Okay, let's see. All right, so we have, and we've been talking about this a lot, heart chakra, past, and forgiveness right now. It's so important that you're opening up your heart chakra right now and opening up to love. And so sometimes when we want to find a deeper alignment, we have to do that with ourselves by aligning with source, aligning with God, as you call it, right? Coming into a deeper alignment and staying in those higher frequencies of light as well too. And then sometimes, you know, that is what's kind of coming up, whether we have stress stored in the body, old layers of stuff, it could be dreams, right? Like we're merging a lot of dimensions, and we have a lot coming forth. We have a lot coming up on a spiritual and soul level that could be a lot to integrate too, of having to integrate past life experiences and more of a spectrum of the soul as we're kind of moving through this ascension process. So we're having more come online, and we're having more awareness come online. This is supposed to help us you know, in the changes that we're going through, integrating more of our soul and more of our full experience here. Many of you guys are becoming your higher self and integrating all of those aspects into you, feeling in alignment. So this is a lot about letting go of the energies of the past, and we should be every timeline anyways. Like if you guys have moved through a lot of experiences, these are almost like past lives, because it could be like that. Like right now you're in a new experience, and something that happened so long ago, and you've had so many different experiences, might be a little bit like past lives. We talked last time about it being about the things you're learning and the growth too from it. Being honest and communicating with feelings. This is important on both sides for any relationship anyways. Learning how to communicate feelings better, opening up. And that can be a lot with ascension, and things can get, oh my god, it's flame energy, right? Things can get passionate or intense and burn you and things like that, but that's okay. It's meant to be like fiery like that, the connection. However, learning how to communicate. So we're moving into a new paradigm where we all have a lot kind of going on, and especially for those on ascension path, it's a little bit different, right? So when you are on a more spiritual path, you're going to have more awareness. We're talking about most of us that are awake are probably empaths, psychics, and super spiritual, and had to pass a lot of initiations and tests to get to this place. So we're picking up more though, and it could be like different kind of things, but you know, maybe we're sensing more, and so it's more like everything's open now. Like you can probably tap into more of your partners, how they feel, your friends, your family, right? Picking up on energies more, sensing things. But also when you're in any type of relationship, I feel that it's important to make it a space of healing where you can process different things that might be coming up. And that's so important too, to have a really good partner that can help you moving through the ascension and doing the ascension work. Because this is like hardcore work, right? It's going to take constant spiritual work and things like that. And that's okay as we're integrating just the collective energies alone too. So tapping into and clearing out blocks when it comes to our feelings and how we're expressing ourselves. This Gemini full moon is going to help us in better activating and connecting that, we'll say like that connection between how we feel and how we're voicing it and how we're communicating with others and things like that. And I think we're going to change how we're communicating too. You know, we're becoming more telepathic. All right, so feeling like, and we talked about this last time, you could feel like you're on different planets, different dimensions. It kind of just depends on where you're at with this too, and that's okay. So just kind of knowing that too, that it could feel like that. It just kind of depends on the situation. Always being guided to connect with yourself. So if you're feeling like you haven't manifested your twin flame, or you haven't met him, or you are in a type of separation, because we're talking about healing these issues, then the best thing that you can do is working on yourself, healing, working on your energy, journaling, working on your manifesting list, doing creative things that are going to bring a positive energy into your life. We talk about working on some type of mission that's going to bring a lot of positive energy and flow into your life too. So really working on yourself no matter where you're at. All right, and we're going to do divine timing is at work. So it's all to teach us surrender to that. Sometimes if things aren't working out, or if they are, right, it's all about the divine timing of the universe too, and the work that needs to be done too. So it just kind of depends on where people are at. But no matter what the situation, divine timing is at play, whether you're waiting to come into that divine spiritual connection, or you're in one and you're waiting on something, or maybe you've been in one a while and you're waiting on like a house and trying to manifest something bigger, right? Or something you're trying to work on together, making something happen. And so it's all about divine timing when we're talking about manifestations, and we're talking today about clearing limited beliefs that are getting in the way of our relationships and our connections, things that are surfacing. It could be fears, past kind of programming, things that we're not that aware of, things we're thinking, and clearing out anything kind of getting in the way today. Okay, so we're going to talk about having patience, perseverance, peace, and trust the divine knows why. So sometimes we're having to trust in the, we'll say in the flow of the universe too, and trust that the universe knows what it's doing with you. I know, right? And in the divine timing of things, this is for your manifestations. I get really frustrated sometimes because, you know, like with the manifesting, and that's okay. And we're learning, like we're all learning at this place. We're learning how to do things a different way, and we're learning how to master things differently as well within these new higher frequency energies, but things are happening so much faster. And that's why it just kind of depends on where your timelines are at with it too. Having patience in the process, whether it's your healing, where you're at with things with your partner. I do a lot of deep spiritual readings, healings, and work with people on all different areas, but I do a lot of relationship twin flame reading. I always say do a reading, do a session with me. It's going to help you no matter where you're at, no matter what your situation. And you guys can always book them on my website, sparksofdivinelighealing.com. If you guys are watching this video on Instagram, it always cuts me off at about 15 minutes, so it's about to cut me off. You guys can watch the full video because I'm going to keep doing cards now. I'm going to pull them for the Divine Masculine and keep going. So if you want the full video, you guys can watch it on my Facebook, sparksofdivinelighealing.com. And that's kind of where we're at with the feminine. Having patience, things are out of your hand. You can't control everything, and that's okay. Surrendering to divine timing and the divine at work in your life too as well too. This is connected with the crown chakra, working on yourself, meditation, spiritual enlightenment. We talked about clearing beliefs a ton, clearing ego stuff in the way, past stuff. And we're going to shift to what's going on with the masculine collective right now. All right, and we're talking about a lot. Shifting your frequency in these energies, doing things that make you smile, that are fun, creative flow, connecting with the energies of the Pleiades. amazing activations coming in right now. So it's a good time to meditate, do healing activations. And we're going to draw some cards now for the masculine too, and just see where they're at with things. And so if you are the feminine, you can take this as a message from your masculine. Or even, you know, where they're at with things, masculine collective for the divine masculine, just for anyone. Right, so where the divine masculine is at and kind of going through with things. Let's see. All right, so knowing that both have options, like you didn't get to all this work in this level, right? If you've even like encountered your twin flame on that level, like the goal is to really do the work, and to really like work on coming into alignment. We have to do that through aligning with ourselves though. And if they want us, hey, they'll come to us, right? And so knowing that both have a lot of options and people around them, right? Like when you're in twin flame energy, we were talking about this. I was talking about this with someone else. When you're in that twin flame energy, once you have been around your twin flame, things begin to activate. Even if you haven't merged, especially if you merged, things begin to activate energetically as you begin to kind of go through a energetic process together. It will make you, that's what burns up. And that's why they call it flame, right? It's going to burn through all the earth impurities and blocks and everything. And, you know, it's meant to be an okay process where we learn how to go through that, right? But sometimes it could feel intense for some people. And then knowing that you guys on some level are destined to be together, and this is someone, and I always tell people they really got to follow their heart or look through different things. Like we can kind of, you know, look at astrology and see, like, at least with some of the bad karmics, you're like, oh my god, this is bad for each other. But twin flames will have a certain alignment astrologically, and you'll really feel it in a deep spiritual or soul connection, or at least be shown it in some type of way. So like I said, you get to this level because you have gifts and you have psychic senses, and maybe you're shown it, or you have, a lot of people have dreams, or they're shown visions of visions of different things, or just the connection and how it feels. Then it can be like a lot of different type of work. That's why we're going to start to kind of talk about it. So knowing that usually what happens, and this is why people can't move on sometimes, it's like you're meant to be with this person on a lot of levels, and it just kind of depends. So at that point, you got to just kind of surrender with it anyway sometimes. All right, so having memories about it and thinking things could have gone better. And this is like a big one too, because sometimes it can feel like I know that from going through a connection, a twin flame connection, it can feel like things are out of your hands. You can't really do anything about it, like life, right? Life might be feeling like that for people too, like it's out of your hands. You just have to surrender. It's like past your control, everything happening to you. You know that when you're struggling, it's just making it worse, and it's not, you know, getting you where you want to be on a lot of levels. So surrendering to something bigger than ourselves with the ascension as well too. So we know that, you know, we're going to go through different missions. Oh my God, people get called on missions. And so we're going to get called on different missions to different places, and you'll notice that, guess what, these twin flames are incarnating into separate places, and oftentimes it could be, you know, far apart. Like you could be across the country or in other countries, in all different places of the world, and then coming together. So you'll see that a lot of times they are being called on separate missions or to do different kind of paths and things, and that's okay. So this could be a lot of like the masculine even thinking that they wish things had gone better. And, you know, sometimes it could be judgment we have coming up too. And that's important too. And so sometimes we're kind of like, that's old stuff and we're not seeing things clearly. We should be seeing each other as our higher goal. Like you are a galactic, you are a Pleiadian, you are a fairy, and you are magic, right? And we should be, you know, seeing in these things. But because of, you know, some of the stuff on Earth and how we're kind of seeing things and stuff like that, it's about clearing out those things within the third eye, and how we're seeing things too. Sometimes we're not seeing like the big picture, seeing everything. Split energy, options, unfocused, multitasking, and decide what you really want. And I think this is important on both parties anyway, deciding what people want, what either one of you wants. This is for the masculine deciding what they want then on some type of level. And seeking your twin or soulmate. So the masculine seeking something more serious, a twin flame connection, wanting the twin flame connection and something more serious. You can't get more serious than that. And I talk about it, and this is, something that's also galactic, the idea, and that we know we have this counterpart. It doesn't matter if we come and forget. Our soul remembers on every level, whether you're watching, okay, you might be seeing images on TV and people are kissing, or having a dream and you're like, everyone's together, or you're seeing like couples around you on the street, right? And so even when we are in these places of separateness, the universe is always trying to guide us together on every level through the things that we're seeing. And this is how we kind of remember too. And so a lot of times, obviously, humans have a deep desire for love and connection and to go deep within connection. And we have that capacity to go deep with other people. This is oftentimes why a lot of connections aren't working out if they aren't the one, though. And that this is so important too. So sometimes people aren't understanding like why different things aren't working out. And so it's important to really tap into not just your heart, but your soul for that knowing. And it's going to be like an intuition that you have as well too. The masculine is observing, fascination, curiosity, watching from a distance, and that's okay anyways. Sometimes people do need to kind of do that too. I always say it is important to stay connected because you want to stay on higher timelines together. So I'm just going to explain it. It's like, I always say, it's like sometimes you have two pieces of the puzzle, and when two flames come together, the masculine and the feminine, a lot of balance is created, and you can go so much higher within your spiritual path as well too. But this is meant to be a higher connection too, and it depends on how you're connecting. And so it's easy to connect on the lower chakra level, the 3D chakra level, working on connecting on a higher level, working on connecting, on kind of a higher spiritual level. So it kind of depends on how people are emotionally connecting or connecting within these connections. All right, we're going to do some. So for the masculine, it might feel pulled back. You might feel that too, where you want your, oh my God, this is masculine energy. The Sagittarius and the Gemini moon, they're both very and so sometimes we have a little bit of masculine energy, and then we're moving into next after Sagittarius is Capricorn. So Sagittarius and Capricorn, super masculine energies the next 2 months. So the masculine's going through a lot of receiving of these energies coming into the planet right now, and a lot of upgrades going on too. So just knowing that they might need more time to step back, observe, think about what they want. And we're just going to do some cards for both. Angels of Wisdom. Pursue knowledge and spiritual growth. It raises your frequency to be learning. I love it. And whether you're like watching videos, right, on things that you like, writing things, channeling things, singing, dancing in the ways that you're connecting and that you're learning. You could be just downloaded, hanging out with your spirit guides, like ways that you could raise your spiritual vibration and that are going to help you within these relationships too. And so a lot of people are in union right now. And so we're just going to pull a couple of messages too for the ones that are in a union right now to see where you guys are at. So if you're living together, you're in that twin flame union or that dynamic, let's do a couple cards for you guys. And we'll do the divine feminine if you're in union. Denial. Repressed emotions, rejection, unable to see below the surface. Sometimes we talked about seeing the bigger picture. Are you being guided to clear matrix programming right now? We're talking about beliefs and how you're seeing reality. This is like, these connections are meant to shake us awake on so many types of levels. And sometimes they can be so beautiful, but also sometimes they can show us areas where we need to better ourselves or heal or like go deeper within ourselves, or even cleansing out our energy and shadows and things like that. This is a card for the divine feminine in union, associated with the third eye too, and kind of seeing on a bigger level. And so we talked about the same kind of messages, having patience. Big goals, what I love. Are you being guided to focus on your business, building businesses, right? Doing something bigger than yourself right now. And this could be like just taking your life to the next level, really working on yourself and putting a lot of energy into yourself, your goals, your dreams, nurturing those manifestations, knowing these 5D energies are making anything possible. So for the divine feminine, career, business, success, claiming your place in the world. And then I tell people like, what, oh my God, I did it. I built that business, right? But also making time for have fun, right? And have a life. And so this could also be a double message too, because we're doing the Gemini full moon, for taking a break and kind of incorporating fun into that. Like, oh my God. And making sure that you're making time for your connections, whether you have children, partners, having a little bit more fun, right? If you're always passing it up and always working all the time, right? No fun. So also being reminded this Sagittarius season to have a little bit of fun. So messages for a divine masculine if you're in union. We're going to do mirroring right here. I just read a whole article on mirroring and brain neurons and it woke me right up. I was like, oh my God. Okay. So these are mirror souls. They're called for a reason. They will mirror everything that you need to work on as well too, shadows, things going on, but also how you're acting. And so this is why it's important that you are finding yourself and acting in a higher alignment, because your partner is going to pick up on things, and hopefully in a positive way. This is meant to like be a connection between God and Goddess and a mirror of it if you could get to this level, but sometimes that can be an intense process. We have mirror neurons in the brain. We're copying each other, like taking in, we're always scanning. I call it scanning now. We're always scanning everything, and we're taking in the things that we're seeing, the people that we're around, everything. We're kind of, and sometimes, you know, our brain, it's affecting our brain. We're like, yes. And then we start to play back certain things as well too. And this could be different things. So staying higher vibe in the connection is key. Reflecting good things, twin flame love, wholeness, synchronicities abound. So staying in that higher alignment, staying in love, it's going to reflect that back and magnify it, right? And things like that. But, you know, and so it's meant to stay very positive in the connection, and it will mirror that back, and you're going to be feeling bliss and love and harmony and feeling really good. Are you at a crossroads, divine masculine, that are in union? Divergent paths, choices, confusion, and follow your intuition. Having many paths we talked about. You got many options. And so knowing that, and it doesn't matter where you're at, right? These are for the ones in union, but also knowing the masculine at a crossroads. Having many, many options right now. Things opening up, right? It's like, okay, well, if you will say, together aligning with your goals, and you might have different paths that you don't know if you want to take it. And, you know, maybe you're doing that with your partner if you're in a union, and maybe you guys are just figuring it out. If you're not in a union, knowing that you can pick, and that if you're picking to do something with your flame and alliance, it's going to be something past yourself and past both of yourselves coming together for bigger missions and projects. So we got our own that we're doing. It's like coming together to do something massive, to do something so much bigger. And so this is for people at different levels within the masculine. You guys might be at different places, and knowing that your timelines can go so high when you're with your twin flame, and if we're not, we're kind of in the separation. And so knowing that, like, staying focused right now for you, but following your intuition. It's so important that you are, for the masculine, like, not out of your head. Oh my God, this is where our head starts going, oh my God, all the mistakes. Oh my God, I don't think so. It is like, okay. So following like your intuition though too, with things. Okay, for the masculine right now, because you're also receiving all of these galactic and Sagittarius and crazy energies, right? There's a lot going on with the solar plexus. And so if you have been healing or purging, knowing stuff can be coming up. And then this is our chakra where we're receiving a lot of energy too. And this is also the center of our intuition. So trying to open up more with our intuition for you. If you need to follow like your solar plexus, but also knowing that a lot's coming up from it, and you're also receiving a lot of energies from it. So tapping into your intuition, you know, something even past both heart and like you got something in between, right? You're like, tap into that feeling, really following your heart, opening up to love right now too. This is going to be a big thing because we have a new beginning too for both. This is a message for everyone, no matter where you're at. New beginnings right now. Amazing things are going to shift and happen with 2023. We're clearing blockages, limiting beliefs, and it's going to take us so much higher in our reality because our beliefs are creating our reality. So as we're clearing things, it's going to take us a lot higher. Something new begins today. Embrace the possibilities. It's a beautiful day today. We're getting ready to align with all these galactic Pleiadian energies, seeing every day as a chance to start over, and one that can be taking you into that new beginning, into your manifestations. For everyone, beautiful souls, You inspire and uplift others when you guys are in your light and you're in a higher frequency. You guys are uplifting other people. We talked about mirroring, right? Oh my God. So if enough of you guys know that, okay, you guys came into your families and the people around you for a reason, you're going to wake up all of those people, and don't give me that look. You're like, right, yes, all of the people connected with you, there's going to be such a beautiful ripple effect. So really just seeing, okay, we're tapping into that beautiful soul that you have, channeling that soul here into the physical, especially if you are a starseed, you're Pleiadian, you're going to be super resonating with these higher frequency energies, staying in alignment with them and really bringing through that beautiful soul, right? We're cleansing it, we're clearing it, but we're also here to bring it into the physical through the manifestations. The universe doesn't want us sitting here. If you just sit enough, you get really gloomy and depressed, ask me, right? But when you stay flowing, when you stay creating, it makes you happy. You feel so good. Whether you're being guided to work on your business, because that's what keeps me anchored too, helping people and working with people, or maybe you're being guided to, right, work on different things. Whatever's making you feel good right now, whatever you're in love with, and I mean in love with, whatever you're like passionate about, it makes you feel good. And ditching the negative, the things that aren't making you feel good, opening up to love right now, opening up to the galactic Pleiadian energies, bringing that beautiful soul through your manifestations, whether it is like a vision of your life you want, places you want to go visit, you're working on yourself, you can manifest anything that you want, including twin flame union. If you are in a separation, the best thing you can do right now is to work on your own energies, knowing that is what will align and attract this person to you if they're ultimately meant for you in this lifetime, right? Surrendering to all of that, but also, you know, putting it out there with all of your other manifestations that you want. Some of you guys might be manifesting something different, right? And it works the same anyway, staying really aligned with and focused on what you do want right now. And I'm sending you a ton of love and good energies. Have a beautiful day. If you guys do need me for a reading or healing session, make sure you check out my website. I have a whole section on twin flame healing. I also do twin flame readings. I do tons of other sessions too. So make sure you guys are checking out my website. The link is on the video, sparksofdivinelighthealing.com. Have a beautiful day.